couple of people have mentioned the fact that Eric recently said that the Dominoes wasn't a band. And I have gone back to October of 1970 to find that he was actually very excited to have this new band.
Yeah.
And you guys were in the middle of recording with George. And they were interviewing him from the Rolling Stone. And he said he's finally started to be himself and to face himself. Okay?
It wasn't hiding.
Once it was easy for him to hide and tuck himself into a little notch. You know, just hide away.
Yeah.
He says, I still hide a lot, but it's easier for me to face myself. It's easier than ever before. And they asked, how long do you think that the group will last? And he said, will last. Musically, you have every reason for it to stay together forever.
Well, musically, it is lasting forever.
That's true.
And the people involved, unfortunately, haven't lasted forever and won't. But the music will endure. This great stuff that we did because, you know, we were the conduits, you know, for all of that to flow. And that, All Things Must Pass, you know, we were the core band for the All Things thing, and I was thinking about that today. George said, he said, the only person on here, he said, you're on here almost as much as I am. That's why I didn't do the Pete Drake thing. But yeah, we were a big part of that, you know, and this music will endure. Both of the albums that we did will endure, you know, for sure.
Do you recall rehearsing at the Revolution Club in London before you went out on your tour?
No.
Apparently that's where you were.
Yeah.
And
well, we were in a lot of places.
And
you know.
Eric had insisted that the tickets would be no more than £1.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. No, we didn't. We rehearsed in the living room at Hurtwood, and my neighbor made us turn down. You know, some stuffy banker. But no, we may have done some sound check or something in a place. But
well, you were actually rehearsing.
Well, there you go. I don't remember it all. But they were real busy. That was on our first tour. That was our first tour.
Well, how much rehearsing did you guys actually do before you hit the road?
None. As far as I know, all we ever did was jam. We didn't like run over everything and then let's do this again. Wasn't the case with this band. You know, we learned a song, play it, and we had it. You know, we didn't have to run over it 2 or 3 times to get it right. You know, now when we were recording, we may have, you know, done it a couple of times. But most of the time it was like first take or second take at best, you know. There wasn't a lot of rehearsing, like bands rehearse now. When we were putting the band together at Eric's house, we were jamming. I'm talking about staying on E for hours and hours and hours and hours. My God, blisters on my fingers. I mean, it was like worse than that. You know, but no really rehearsing. Because even if we had, tell the truth, always started out different. It might be real fast or it could be didn't know. Just had to be ready for whatever might be dealt out, you know. Suddenly we're going to play White Room. Just follow along, you know.
When you guys were playing, did you ever have any, like, on stage, did you ever have any, like anger towards each other? Was there any sort of, any fighting that nobody knew about? Or
No. We're getting tired. We were tired of Jim Gordon with his insistence on wanting a drum solo. Wanting to play a drum solo, want to play a drum solo, want to play a drum solo. Yeah, I mean, you know, they did that with Cream and Blind Faith, Ginger Baker, you know, banging away up there on the kit, you know. We did when we were doing the live thing at Fillmore. He wanted to do it. Finally, we relented. Eric and I relented. Do your solo. All right, we're going to let it rain. And we all walked off. Carl walked off that end of the stage. Eric and I walked off back over here. Bruce had us Scotch and Coke mixed up, and had a cigarette, and we were standing there smoking cigarettes and having a drink. And Jim Gordon's out there just flagging away, just flailing on those drums. And then he's looking over at us. He stopped, and we're still standing there smoking cigarettes and drinking scotch. And then it went on and on. And I think the drum solo was like 9.5 minutes, or almost 10 minutes. But we just wouldn't go. That was the one he got, and that's the one they put that on. They put that on the record. You know, we wasn't a big drum solo band. It was a guitar solo band. You know, certainly wasn't an organ piano solo band, because I don't take solos on piano. You know, maybe so low you can't hear them.
So low, yeah.
Yeah. But no, we didn't rehearse. Not in the sense of rehearsing like, you know, people rehearse now, you know, run over the song and run over it and run over it. By the time you get finished and learn it, you already run over it, you know. And it's kind of life is squished out of it, spontaneity.
What do you have a certain thing that you remember from being out there on the road doing those small clubs? See, Eric didn't want to do bigger places because he thought that you would lose the essence.
Yeah, and they were so tight. I could reach out here and hit his cymbal. Mm-hmm. All right, and Eric generally had his amp was right here by my feet, by the organ or the piano, whatever it was. There was an amp right there, and I mean, we were real close. I love playing, still to this day. I love playing close quarters, you know. It just really works. And that's what we were doing. When we did the Speakeasy, when we went and played all those places up in Nottingham, always set up real tight. The only time that we really were spread out was when we did like Fillmore East and some of the bigger stages. Even on some of those, we still got real tight. Want to have it close enough where we're like close as you and me right now, you know. And so it seemed to work. It was a chemistry thing that went on. Mm-hmm. And when Eric stepped out front, you know, it was like he had the security of knowing that this unit was together right there behind him, you know. All he had to do was take 2 steps back and he was back in the fold.
So they were like one night stands. I mean, they were just one after another.
Yeah. We didn't see our road crew, and there were only 2 guys, Bill Reed and Clark Russell, and we had Bruce McCaskill was our road manager, but Bill and Clark would load everything up and put it in the truck and drive it to the next gig, and we'd go to bed and get up and fly to wherever it was, or take a car, or whatever, you know. And so we just saw the road crew at the gig, you know, and they would have everything set up for us. We were carrying our own guitars for the most part. Eric had his Stratocaster, and Bruce carried the Les Paul. I carried my acoustic.
Did you have your B3 with you?
No, there was a B3 at every venue. So that was one thing that was.
So did you tweak?
And grand pianos on everything, and they didn't have. The Countryman pickup was about as best as it got, and none of that worked. You know, you could not hear. So I had the tops off of all the pianos, and I was just really running on what I could hear off the top of the grand piano. And Eric was playing loud as hell. I mean, we're a loud band. You know, I haven't put the piano up there until it was screaming, you know.
Your hands must have been bloody.
There was blood on the keys every time I got up. Especially if he started tell the truth like, ba-da-dum-bum-dum-dum-dum-dum. I knew it was going to for, you know, 18, 20 minutes. It was like, oh my God. Yeah.
So when you guys weren't playing and you're on the road and stuff, what was your average day sort of like? Did you have you had time off?
If we had a little time off, we'd go sit by a pool, you know, and eat outside. That would be just about it. When we were in Miami, we had on our downtime, there was a couple of days where we were like waiting on Dwayne or something. We went to highlight games. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Of course, yeah.
But the ball goes so damn fast, you know. It's like I can't keep up with it, and it makes no sense to me. It's like a handball or something. But that's it. You know, do something special like go see Little Richard or something.
Did you feel like you were doing something special? That this was actually like really something special that you were doing?
Yeah, there was a magic quality about what we were doing. Even like with All Things Must Pass, there was this whole. It was all orchestrated, you know, and not by George. It was all orchestrated by something greater than ourselves, the sum total of all of us. You know, same thing for the Layla thing. All of that. Well, I mean, we didn't even mention Dwayne Allman's name, and suddenly we're going to hear him. You know, we already recorded 3 things, and Tom Dowd said, "Let's go listen to the Allman Brothers there in town." We hadn't even thought about Dwayne Allman, you know. Yeah, so everything was happening naturally for us, you know. And I know we got wired up and carrying on at that session, you know, and it didn't come out like that. So there was something greater than all of us at work there, you know, and that thing came together no matter what.
Yeah, come to think of it, you said we all got kind of wild there. So when you were playing and everything, and you're just like lost in all the music, afterwards, did it surprise you to hear what you'd done?
No, because it was good when we were doing it.
I know, but was it better when you heard it back?
No, it's just as good. Because I mean, it's still a part of it, you know. Just because I'm not doing it, actually singing it at the moment, I'm still a part of it. I can listen to that now, and I'm still a part of it. I can feel it. I have the exact feelings in my chest, and my senses are enlightened, will light up, and I can remember taste and smells and sounds from those sessions. George sessions, you know, he had that Naj Champa incense burning everywhere. I can smell it now, you know. So those things you can remember, senses that they're just embedded in you for it's an forever dispensation, and I'm really glad that it is, you know. That it smelled like Indian food and incense, you know. And our thing at the Criteria, it was just, you know, they had bean bags for chairs. They were just putting that studio together. One gold album on the wall. It was a James Brown record back down the hall. And so we were really pioneers of Criteria.
Right.
You know, we really were the pioneers. Us and Domingo Samudio, who was cutting in the other studio in Studio B, which really they call it A. Some kind of, I don't know how that all came about, but we were in the big room. Remember it all. I mean, I remember it all. There was a row of airplane seats in there, too, that we all sat out in the studio, you know. When Ahmet came in, he propped himself down in the airplane seats next to me. Yeah.